No, that's wrong. Dixie Diamonds 256. Mets 11:39 p.m. Dixie, Australia 8:39 a.m. Balloony shifted from Eddie Borden's television watching perspective to that of observation mode via Commander Kelball as Kelball, Edmund Barton, and BPD Patrolman J.F. Power escorted a handcuffed Richard Woodcock to the SWAT MCC's command center. Reaching a work center, Kelball turned to Barton and said, "Process the prisoner and then put him in a holding cell. He'll have to sit tight until we're through searching 13 Vulture." Turning to the uniformed officer, Kelball glanced at the patrolman's name tag, nodded towards Woodcock, and said, "Remove your handcuffs, Officer Power. Cahill?" Kelball continued, nodding to one of his men. "Cuff the suspect." "Yes, sir," Power said as both officers complied. Kelball, nodding thanks, asked, "Power, may I have a moment?" "Yes, sir," Power said, to which Kelball pointed Barton and Officer Cahill towards the communication station to process Woodcock and watched as they led Woodcock across the room. Once Woodcock was out of earshot, Kelball asked, "Your name, Patrolman Power?" "John Power, sir." "Pleasure to meet you, John," Kelball said with a nod and a smile as they shook hands. "Thank you for making the arrest and bringing the suspect to the MCC. This case is international in scope, and we are going to process it by the book. But we're trying to set the stage for the first stooge to rat out the other two. I hate to inconvenience you, but would you mind waiting here until we process the next two? We're trying to bait the trap just so." I can do that, sir." "Good man," Kelball said sincerely. "Prosecutor," he said to Edmund Barton, "once you have the prisoner processed, please go with Woodcock and place him in a holding cell." "Of course," Barton said to Kelball with a nod before continuing with Woodcock. "Hings," Kelball said, "have Howe show Patrolman John Power to the leeward side of the MCC. He's being quite the sport and has agreed to play along for a bit." "Yes, sir," Hings said with a smile and nod as he selected a radio channel and spoke into his headset microphone. "Howe, this is Hings. Kelball has a task for you. When can you be at communications? Over." "I'm just around the corner," Howe replied via radio, adding, "literally stepping into your lair. Over," as he stepped into the room. "Howe," Kelball said without preamble, "this is Patrolman John Power, and he's facilitating our search by staying out of sight for a few minutes. Would you take him to the north side of the MCC and wait with him there for a bit? You'll need to perform the same sleight of hand 2 more times in the next few minutes." "Clear." "Yes, sir," Howe said with a salute. Turning to the patrolman, he said, "Officer Power, was it? Jeff Howe, allow me to show you the great outdoors of Vulture Street's north side." "All right," Patrolman Power replied before turning to Kelball, saluting, and then following Howe through the MCC, then out on the north side. Having finished booking the prisoner, Barton looked at Officer Cahill, nodded once, and said, "All set." "Right this way, Mr. Barton," Cahill replied, taking Woodcock by the elbow and leading the way to a holding cell. "Hings," Kelball said to his communication officer, "have Officers Plano Bina and Damian Pereira report to the MCC. Have them stand guard by the squad cars. Let them know I'm on my way and will exit the MCC once they're in place." "Bina and Pereira to the squad cars. Advise when present," Hings replied to his commander. "Yes, sir." "Director Bichette," Kelball said, nodding towards the exit, "would you accompany me to our rendezvous point?" "Of course," nodding and brow furrowed, Rewe replied as he complied.